up on my bullshit, back up on the move. Touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. Ain't need you to go now, I can fix my own crown.
What's up, my heathens? So I have been a little MIA. I have been trying to do a lot. Now for those of y'all that's waiting for part 2 to my second training experience, I am trying to work out the technical difficulties on it. I actually accidentally saved it, posted it, unposted it. It was just a lot that I was trying to do at one time, so it kind of confused me. So that will be coming soon, but I will be telling y'all about my experience in a shelter, my very first experience, my very first, and what I'm going to make my only experience in a shelter. Now, before we get into this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, because I see y'all subscribing, I see y'all watching, I see y'all liking, I see y'all commenting, I see y'all, okay? So, and I appreciate all of y'all. My goal was to hit 50 subscribers, and I am at 58 currently. So I'm going to work, as I said before, on my consistency, because I have not been consistent. I've been trying to be, but I have not been. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So first of all, I had a roommate, y'all. I did not know that. I did not know I would have a roommate in a shelter. So when they told me like I was going to have a roommate when I got there, I was like, okay, that's fine. They said, well, I was going to have a lot of roommates, and I was like, okay, what's a lot? And they was like, well, it's 4 girls to a room. It's 2 bunk beds. You will be on the top bunk with the woo. Now, if anybody knows me, knows that while I was locked up, I was on the top bunk, which was hell on me because I did roll off the top bunk a few times. My very first time being around the time when I first got there. So now I'm on this top bunk in this room. They went ahead, showed me my room. I took the tour of the whole building. They showed me where everything was. They told me the times of everything, and they told me the rules. And I was like, okay. They gave me a little pamphlet. Okay, we'll read this. They sat in the office with me. I signed some paperwork. I was like, okay, can I go to sleep now? So they ended up making my bed for me. I was like, I really can make my own bed. But okay, whatever. So they finally make my bed. They finally do the tour and stuff. And I meet my roommate. Y'all, I didn't have roommates. I had a roommate. One. So it was me and this lady in this room. We're the only two. And across the kitchen area is another room with another bunch of ladies in there. It's up to, remember, it's up to 4 people. Some rooms got 6. But I just, like, this lady, she wasn't old. I thought she was old initially, but then she told me she was like in her early 40s, that I remember. So this lady, first of all, walking into the room, I smelled straight piss. I was not happy walking into the room. So I figured out like where the piss smell was coming from, which was from the trash can. She had put a Pissy pamper in there, and it was in there for a few days, and she just left it in there. Now, the rules of the shelter are to keep our quad clean and to keep our rooms clean. So I didn't really want to be written up because I didn't know how this writing up happened, and I did not have time to be kicked out no shelter when I had nowhere to go. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna clean it up. I wrapped the Pissy pamper up in the trash bag, and I took it out. Now, it's not just the Pissy pamper that bothered me and having to take it out. It was the Pissy pamper being not in her trash can on her side of the room, on my side of the room in my trash can. Like, she pushed it, like she did it so it could be far away from her so she didn't smell it. And which means that you pissy and you know you stink. Now, when I got there, I took my shower before I got in my bed. And I tried to lay down and just chill out, But she started talking to me, and I'm like, and she was like, "You so pretty. You look so young. How old are you?" And I told her like I'm 26, and she was like, "Oh, okay." Um, what she asked me, she said, "Why are you here?" So I reiterated the story that I told the people of how I got in there or why I was in there. So I'm gonna tell y'all the story, y'all. I told them that my boyfriend of 3 years was beating me and beating my ass and making me prostitute myself. And the last time that I seen him, he hit me in my back with a bat. And they was like, okay, well, do because this is a domestic women's shelter. Now, I have never been in any type of shelters, but because of the way Houston is, they don't have too many shelters available for women anymore. So they have most shelters really for men and women with children. And I'm not a man, as you can clearly see, and I do not have any children, as you can, like, anybody that knows me knows. So now this lady, this young old lady, this young old lady was like, "Oh, okay. Did he really beat you up?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm really here because I really have no place to go, and this is my last resort." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Why are you here?" And she told me about her husband. Y'all, her husband connected her to the back of his truck and drug her. Like, so I really just I was really at the uttermost confusion when she was telling me these things. And then she was like, what she said, she was like, "Oh, but I got away from him and now I'm here. I've been here for the past couple of years." I said, "The past couple of years is crazy because they told me that you got 30 days. They said they put you on a 30-day thing, but you can get an extension if they feel like your life is in danger, continue still in danger, or if they feel like you still need their help." So come to find out, her husband, like not come to find out, her husband really beat her, like really beat that lady. And I really think he beat her half senseless, because after I had that conversation, I started looking at her like, oh my god, like I really felt bad for this lady, y'all. So I go to break, she wake me up for breakfast like the next morning, and I look at her like, what time is it? So I look at my phone, y'all, it's like 5:30 in the morning. She wake me up for breakfast. I'm like, what is for breakfast? Like, it depends on what's for breakfast if I'm getting up out this bed, because I'm warm. I really don't want to walk outside to go to the cafeteria area, and I really don't want to sit around people. So she told me what was for breakfast, and I was like, I don't care. I'm going back to sleep. Don't wake me up no more for breakfast. So she did not. Now, nobody else has seen me. I did not really like come out my room for real and to the outside and to the, like, I didn't do nothing for real for a good little minute. So I went upstairs. I talked to my my, what is she called, my counselor, and I went back downstairs to my room. I have no reason to entertain any of y'all. I don't have time for none of y'all. This is already weird for me because I've never been in this type of situation. I don't know none of you. So y'all, I messed up. So I decided that I had missed dinner, even though I went there a little late because I slept a little late, and I had missed dinner. So the next morning I was ready for breakfast. I had set an alarm. I was ready for breakfast. And so I got up, got my clothes on, and went to breakfast. Y'all, I had on a pair of jogging pants, and I think I had on a t-shirt. Yeah, I had on a t-shirt and some jogging pants. Now my t-shirt, it was one of those halter tops, and they like it wasn't fitted, it was loose. So I did have a bra on, so nothing was showing. I was just in my comfort. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to breakfast. I'm finna go get my food. I'm finna sit down all the way in the back, in the very back corner, because they would not let me leave out the cafeteria with my food. So y'all, I go all the way in the back, or I go in there, and I'm walking up to the little counter, the little whatever it is, to get my food and to sign my name. And the RN was like, it's a RN. The RN was saying, the RM, my bad. The RM was saying, oh, Miss Dillard, you can't wear that. I can't wear what? So I'm thinking they talk about like my bonnet, or saying that I can't wear like my nose ring or something. Like I can't wear what? So she tells me I had to go change my halter top before I got breakfast. And so that really like blew my entire mood, because I'm not gonna go all the way back to my room, change my top, come back to eat. No. Y'all, I ended up staying hungry until lunchtime because I'm not gonna play with y'all. So I go to my room. The lady, my roommate, ended up coming back. I was like, what's with them and telling me that I can't wear my halter top? I can't wear my halter top. So I go up to my counselor office and I'm like, I can't wear certain stuff. Like I can't wear what I want to wear. And she was like, no, no halter tops, no certain stuff. And I was like, so she was like, you gotta wear that type of stuff in your room or in your living area, not past the quads. So outside of this door, I cannot. But if I am going outside, can I wear what I want to wear? And she was like, yeah, you can wear what you want to wear outside. Okay, bet, because I'm not finna be sitting here wearing something on top of another outfit and then doing a switcheroo right outside the gate. That sounds crazy. So, y'all, I started doing just what my counselor told me I could do. And they was like, Miss Dillard, you can't wear your bonnet. I can't wear my bonnet. It's crazy. Like y'all really have lost y'all minds. I can't wear my bonnet. Why? So they told me it was unprofessional. I said I could have sworn this was a domestic women's shelter. What about this exactly like is needing to really be professional? So they told me like, oh well, there are people that come in and they walk around and stuff like that, important people, funders, yada yada yada. And I'm like, okay, so they should see that we're in need. We need more stuff in the hair salon. I'm wearing a bonnet because I'm bald headed. So eventually they stopped saying stuff about my bonnet because they realized like I wasn't going to take off my bonnet. I don't understand why head scarves are okay. Like y'all know them scarves, like them real long scarves. It's a real long one, and it's comes in different colors, but mainly I see them in black. And you could just wrap it around your head like multiple times. That is okay, but my bonnet is not okay. What if that scarf falls and they trip over that scarf? My bonnet fall, my bonnet ain't gonna fall. My bonnet is not bothering nobody. So y'all, I go outside the walls for the first time since being there. Like when I say outside, I went outside. So I walked all the way down, and then I walked all the way around. Like I walked that whole block because I need to know like what y'all got going on around here. Now, being from Houston, I have seen a lot of Houston, but I had never been over there. I've probably passed by it, but as in like being over there, I had never been over there. So I'm like trying to figure out what y'all got going on over here. So I took that walk, and I got a bump. And upon that walk, I seen a bunch of stores. I seen the Circle K. I seen a smoke shop. I seen a lot of stores. Then I seen some apartments. I was like, okay, these look nice. Then I took a closer look at them, and they really like It was a bunch of vacos. If y'all don't know what a vaco is, it's what I call a abandoned apartment. So it was a bunch of vacos over there, and there was people squatting in the vacos. So I got up out of there. Now I continue walking. I see this big old park, a nice park, y'all. It's got swings. It's got jungle gym. It's got a big open space. It's got like a gazebo. It's a nice park, and I loved the little park. It was nice. Then it was like an aquatic center and some other stuff. Like it was a nice little walk, nice little area. Um, didn't really see no issues with the area except for over there by the Circle K with the apartments that looked nice but were bandos. Um, so upon getting back, I signed back in because I have to sign in and out. I signed back in and I go get ready for lunch. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Let's go for lunch. So I go in there for lunch. I've dressed myself to walk, so I've dressed myself comfortably, but I have a full shirt on. So I go in there and I get my lunch. I sign my name. I sit all the way in the back, so I'm not seen. I'm not bothered. I don't really want to be around nobody. I just want to eat my food and go back to my room. Now I again run into this roommate of mine, and when I walked in the room, she kind of jumped like, and I didn't walk in like barging. I walked in like slowly. I turned the handle, and she jumped, and she was looking down at her phone. And I look at her, and she look at me, and I'm looking at her sheet. She got her hand under her sheet. Now we all have to pleasure ourselves sometimes, but come on now. Whatever it is that she was doing, she like really jumped real high. So I was like, okay, I just came to grab something and go, which I did. I ended up grabbing some paperwork so I can go see my counselor. Before she left and get a bus pass because I was told that she was able to get bus passes. Now I go up there to get my bus pass. I'm telling my counselor, I was like, I don't know who I need to tell about this lady in my room. I don't know who I should tell about my roommate. She said, which roommate? I said, I only have one. And she was like, you have one roommate? I said, yes. And she was like, okay. So she told me to go talk to the RM. I was like, okay, bet. I go talk to this RM, and she tells me she's going to check into it. So they come into my room, and I was like, you smell that? Like, you smell that, right? That's her sheets. So they had asked her to get up and stuff. She got up, and y'all, she looking at me like funny because I'm like, I didn't went and got the RMs, but I've told you about the piss in the trash can. I didn't even tell them about the piss in the trash can until you pissed on yourself in the bed and it was trickling down on the floor and you was woke. So I don't know what she expected me to do. Now, me being me, I have a lot of patience. A lot of patience. So all of this like that happened, it really was a buildup. Now, I can deal with somebody having an accident on themselves every now and then. But for you to have not only pee, but then I realized it's also blood. This lady had not changed her sheets since she had been there. I like she hadn't washed them either. We got the washer and dryer in the kitchen area. Now the washer um did not work, so we had to wash our stuff out by hand, but the dryer did work. I was in there washing my stuff out by hand. I did not care. Pop them in the dryer, wring them out, pop them in the dryer, and call it a day, and run that dryer like twice. So washing some sheets ain't nothing. I washed my sheets a few times while I was there. I even had an extra sheet. So it got to a point where I was just like, you haven't washed your sheets, you haven't asked for extra sheets, you haven't gotten in the shower. Every time I see you, you're laying down in this bed, you don't do nothing. What are you here for? Do you even go up? Like, she goes up to see her counselor, but she doesn't do anything outside of that. She sits in her room and she be on her phone and she play with herself, and that's it. She don't leave the shelter like at all. I never seen her leave until towards the time where I was leaving. Now, y'all, I cannot for the life of me understand what made this lady. Well, never mind. Y'all, I used to be in group chats. Now, I used to be in group chats on the phone and on FaceTime, and I used to be talking to people on the phone. Like, I used to really talk on the phone. Nowadays, I really don't no more. And that's crazy to me. I don't talk to nobody. So, y'all, I'm sitting here talking on the phone in a group chat, and I said something. I probably said something wild. I probably said something about some coochie. I probably said something wild. It was something wild. It had to have been something wild because the next thing this lady told me is that she likes cat too. Like, she likes women too. And she was like, I'm bisexual. I'm not bisexual. I like women now. Women is my preference and yada yada yada. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, this turned into her telling me about how she did porn. And she tried to show me a video, and I really like turned my head. She was like, no, look, look, look. So I finally look, and y'all, the person in the video wasn't even her in the porn video. It was not her, y'all. So it was with this lady, this not even dark skinned lady. She was real, like, she wasn't even light skinned. She was in between. I'll say she was my color. Not dark, not light, but in between. So she had this orange dress on and she was sitting down in a chair and the stud was dancing on her. And then that was it. That's literally the whole video. I was like, but that ain't even you. So now she showed me this video in front of folks. So we all looking like what you got going on for real? And she was like, I was just trying to show you. I said, I don't even feel comfortable with this anymore. Like, you trying to show me porn videos that ain't even you in the porn videos, then you want to talk about eating coochie. I don't have time for this. So I ended up walking away, and I was like, okay, whatever. I tried to let it be until this lady started watching me in my sleep. Now, when I say watching me, I mean it, y'all. Like, really watching me in my sleep. I'd be asleep and I'd open my eyes because around that time, I was definitely like waking up out my sleep randomly. So if my phone buzz, I wake up out my sleep. I'm just up. Now, I wake up one late in the middle of the night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I opened my eyes. I didn't jump up. Opened my eyes, and she was looking at me like, and blinked, and I blinked at her, and I said, are you woke? She said, yeah, I'm woke. I said, are you watching me sleep? And she was like, you just look so peaceful in your sleep. Don't watch me sleep. Then she tried to tell me, like, she was like, you need a whooping, you need a spanking, and I can give you that spanking. Like, tried to come on to me, and I'm just like, no, this. So I started telling the RNs, like, yo, she's really like, I'm gonna need y'all to get her. I'm gonna need y'all to get her. Something needs to happen with this, because this ain't gonna work for me. I can't even sleep. So the RMs came through. They did nothing. They wrote her up, but did nothing. Like, this lady was not only, like, one of the girls came down from upstairs. She came down, sat down with me while I was eating my lunch. And she was like, don't you share the room with what's her face? I say, yeah. And she was like, you the only girl, like, you the second girl I've seen in her room. And the other girl did not feel comfortable in there. Do you feel comfortable in there? I said, I've already went to the RM about it. And she was like, that's bad that she's done this twice now. I was like, yeah, that is bad. I'm finna get my get my stuff together and get up out of here though. Like I'm not finna sit here and play with y'all. So y'all, this lady like really was sitting there and creeping me out. Like I really didn't even know what to do at night no more. I started sleeping during the day and being up at night. So eventually, y'all, I got about sick and tired of it. I went to the RM. I went to the director. So that's the lady over everything. And I told her, I said, I don't feel like I need to be scared to go to sleep. I don't feel like I should fear being fearful for my life, and y'all are saying this is a safe place. Now, I don't understand how y'all have not kicked this lady out, but I do know that she is not going to play with me. So, can I get a room change or can I get a different roommate? And she explained that the rooms are categorized on the level of domestic violence that you have been through. So I'm like, what I went through ain't nothing on the level of what she went through. She got drugged like by a truck. I got hit in my back with a bat and beat up. Like, we are not the same. So she was like, oh, I can't change your rooms. I was like, okay, whatever. So eventually, this lady started touching my stuff. When I say touching my stuff, I'd put it on the table and like I'd put a fruit on the table and it would go missing. Now, by this time, I had two other roommates and both them, one would not even be there, and then the other one just laid in her bed and snacked all day. But she would literally buy her own snacks. Like I would always see her coming in and out with some snacks. She'd get it DoorDash to the gate and snack them. But she was bigger. She was definitely a bigger lady. And the other one supposedly worked security, but I think she was out doing something entirely different because I've never seen her in no uniform ever. So now this other lady, this stinky, pissy, bloody bitch, she has worked my last nerve because she has touched my stuff. She has watched me in my sleep. She has made me very uncomfortable. And so I told one of the RMs, I say, if y'all don't get her out of there, I will get her out of there myself. So it should have came as no surprise that I went to them to ask them for a pair of gloves. And they asked me, what did I need gloves for? I said to pack some stuff up. Now, she had got into it with me because she was not only pissing on and bleeding on herself, but she was leaving blood on the toilet seat. Not only that, but we finally got her to get in the shower and she left a pamper in the bathroom. Like, she just did not care at all. And she tried to get into it with me talking about I she's a child of God and how I'm nothing but the devil because I'm trying to bring her down and yada yada yada. And I'm just like, I'm really over here talking on the phone, you in my conversation, like all the time, like we really was getting into it. Y'all, when I went and asked them for gloves and they asked me what I needed gloves for and I told them to pack some stuff up, I don't think that they were expecting her stuff to be sitting outside that quiet. Now, like I said, this wasn't a old lady. She was like in her 40s. But she had got to a point where I was just like, I can't do this. Y'all got her to change her sheets, got her to take 2 showers in 3 months that I've been here. I can't do this. I can't do this. In fact, I was only there for like 2 months. Not even two yet when this happened. I was in that shelter for like 3 months, 3.5 months before I moved. Now, before y'all go, like, before y'all judge me, before y'all say I was wrong, I could not stand that smell. Like, the ventilation in the room did not work. We had an AC unit, but it was only like able to be kept between 75 and 70. And I try to keep the room cooler because the cold kills germs. And that lady was hacking, coughing, doing all the extra and pissing and bleeding. And I didn't want nothing crazy to happen to me because that room wasn't fully ventilated. So I put her stuff out because the last time we got into it, she tried to threaten me. And she was saying that she had a son and that he was older than me and that he was bigger than me and that he was going to come and he was going to drag me. And I was like, okay, you need to go. And then she was like, oh, well, you sleep like right next to me. And then later that day, she had got on the phone. She was like she act like she don't sleep right next to me. Like I can't just get up out my bed. And I'm like, huh? I said, huh? Like, just like when I started talking on the phone to like my most recent situationship, she was putting her 2 cents on that. And she would be like, why is she talking? Like, why is she talking to me? And I'd be like, I don't even know. I don't know why she talking to you. I don't know why she talking to me. She see I'm on the phone. She hear me talking on the phone. She knows I'm on the phone. So the reason of her speaking to me, I cannot tell you for the life of me. So I ended up rolling her stuff up and I put it outside, and I told the RMs that they need to pack her stuff and move her to another quad. And they said I didn't even need to do that because she was getting put out anyways. So that same day that I packed her stuff up, I packed it up nice and neat for her. And I put it outside the quad. And they took it and they put it in the trash bins that they used to transport all the big stuff. And sat it in the front. Now, upon her coming back, she was livid when she came back. Y'all, she was so mad. She was up there cursing, yelling at them, telling them how they did her wrong and that how they didn't give her no time to do nothing. But come to find out, she had came in there a little bit before I did. So she really should have had way more together than me. And that's just because she had more than I did. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing. When I got my stuff, I had my identification. I had my ID, my birth certificate, my social in my bag, but my bag was not with my stuff when I got my stuff back. So I no longer had any identification. I had nothing, so I had to re-get all of my stuff all over again, and it's very hard for me to get my identification. Now, I would like to go ahead and thank you all for sitting here listening to my story time of one of my experiences at a shelter. I will be coming back to back, or will be trying to come back to back with these stories and these videos and this content, because I definitely have to start pushing my content. For those of y'all again that are waiting, don't worry, I will have part 2 up very soon. Please be patient with me. I am really trying my best. I swear I am. So before we go ahead and end this video, before you click out, don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe and share it to your friends, because that can definitely help me grow. I am pushing as much as I can to give you all content that you all want to hear, and that you all might find entertaining or might go ahead and be like, what? I do try to keep up with my comments. I do try to keep up with my people and my subscribers, but if I do not know, at least like try to be patient with me, because I have so much going on in my brain nowadays that I am really so close to shutting my brain down. But that is the end of the video. Don't forget, stay tuned.